All right, how you guys doing? Just gonna do a quick recap on a trade I took today on SQ. It was my big trade of the day. It was also a very beautiful trade of my favorite pattern of a breakout of a wedge. So I'm just gonna go over this really quick. So watching SQ was not my main watch on the day. It was just one of my peripheral stocks I always have on my charts. And so I was watching it today, and I noticed in the morning that it was just making this wedging pattern. You can see right here. I mean, it's just ranging, right? It's going down, it's going up, it's just slowly consolidating into a range, right? So seeing this, I just started drawing in some trend lines or whatever. Um, but remember, these trend lines sort of adjust and change as I get into the trade or as I watch it evolve. So this downward sloping trend line, that was pretty constant. That, damn, my drawings with the pencil are always horrible. This downward trend line was pretty consistent. I had that pretty quickly early on, connecting these top wicks, right? This bottom one, it changed once. Initially, I had it drawn like this, a little more steep, but then and so that's why I took my first short right here. You see my first short right there? And so based on this pattern with the yellow lines, that downward facing slope on the top, and then this yellow upward slope uh, was my original one. So that's why I took the trade here, looking for it to break lower. Uh, I was predicting to break lower because it was down on the day, and it was trending down for my analysis of it, and the market was weak obviously on the day, so I took it short with the stop above this candle wick high, right here. Damn, my drawings are so bad. Right there. Ugh, so horrible. There we go. Whatever. So I had to stop up there. So I went short, and I was determined. I had to have my legit stop and be patient. And so that's what I did. I took a short. Initially, it looked like it was going to show me some resolution and continue down lower here, but it bounced a little bit because it wasn't done wedging. So when I saw it bounce from here, that's a new low. So that's when I adjusted my trend line to this, right, to that white one you see right now. So I adjusted it to this trend line right there. And again, I just kept watching it. My stop stayed where it was. And it never went above my stop, right? Also, I placed my stop there because it was above the VWAP, so that's also very helpful. So I put my stop there, and I just had to be patient. I just waited and waited, and it just kept ranging, right? It kept ranging, and then finally, it did start to crack. And right here, I took a early cover. I mean, I think it was like 50 cents already, 71. No, it's 25. I'm not sure why I took that first cover. It was way too early. It was only 25 cents. Um, I just had a feeling that it wasn't going to flush down. Of course, I was wrong. It did that later in the day. But so I took my first cover way too early. This is something I got to work on. I'm so anxious to protect myself that or to size out. So to limit my downside risk. You know what I mean? That if the stock went against me, at least I got some profits. But that ultimately just bites me in the ass because this quarter lot right here, this quarter of my position, would have been much better served at this 50 cent level or further down where I still took some more covers. So I need to hold back on my temptation to take an early cover. Um, so that's something I got to work on. So one of my psychology things to just let the trade work out, let it work out in my favor. So, anyways, I took my first cover here at 25 cents, and it just chopped sideways a little bit. And then this is where it really started to get some momentum and flush down. And here, it's nothing special. I took it at the 70.50, another 25 cents. And then I just kind of tried to get the whole and half numbers as it was trailing down. So that's what I did. So I just kept watching it and try to be patient and trailing it down and trailing it down. And here towards the bottom, towards 69, I for whatever reason I just didn't feel like I was gonna get all the way to 69. I'm like, that would be a really far away, but it proved me wrong. So it did this next big flush down, and I took my final cover there. And here when it started to bounce, I thought I was being a genius. I'm like, I timed it perfectly. It's gonna go back up to the VWAP. But then it proved me wrong. I decided to dump again. This was the biggest dump of all of them, and I was cursing myself because I told myself on this final lot on this last quarter of my position, I was gonna let it ride or die. That's why I was telling my friends who I trade with that my last piece, I'm gonna let it ride or die. And I didn't stand by that for very long. I decided to cover it because I just wanted to lock in the profits, right? I don't want to risk it going against me and losing these gains, right? Um, so had I let it ride or die, I would have been able to capture the rest of this move down for this other leg. But I didn't. I missed that part. But it was a beautiful trade of my favorite pattern, this beautiful wedging patterns that you see. Just consolidation moves like this. When you see things like consolidating like this, their breakouts either to the long or the short side are going to be very, very strong. It's rare for a thing to wedge like this and then only just kind of like go boop or boop and then go back to the middle and wedge again. Normally, when this sort of pattern happens, it's going to be a pretty good move once it breaks. So that was my trade on the day on SQ. That's my big winner on the day. Um, Again, if you guys like the video, please like, subscribe, comment, give me whatever feedback you got, and hope you guys had good luck trading. And I'll see you tomorrow.